And welcome to my channel Integrate Educationally. Guys, today I'm with one of the important development as far as our environment is considered, and I'm talking about the Biological Diversity Act of 2002. Um, uh, as you know that this Biological Diversity Act of 2002 is a holistic, it's the most comprehensive document as far as this dealing with our biological resources, biological diversity is considered. So far, this document is considered, we are having 64 sections distributed in 12 chapters, and for that reason I'll be discussing this whole in 2 or 3 these videos, because I know that we have to deal it in a more comprehensive manner. So for that reason it may take 2 or 3 videos. Ultimately you should know each and everything like which is mentioned here in the, because through this we can know that how to deal, how to conserve, how to take care of our biological resources. So far as this act is considered, like whenever there's some new development, the first thing that strikes our mind is like, why this? The same goes with why Biological Diversity Act 2002? What was the need? Here they have provided some of the important things, as far as some of the important information, as far as the biological diversity of our country is considered, or what was the need to have this act. We know that India, being rich in biological diversity, that's we are having the huge reserves of biological resources. This is one of the reasons to take care, to look after that huge reserves of biological resources. You need some understanding, you need some regulations through the act. Same goes with like India being the part or India being signatory of UNCBD. It's United Nations Convention on Biological Diversity. What is it? It's actually a convention which was as a result of Earth Summit or the Rio Summit in Rio de Janeiro 1992. So once we being the signatory of the convention, so now it was binding on us that we have to realize this, the objectives of this UNCBD. We have to realize those objectives, the aims, the goals, whatever, the principles. We have to realize it, keeping in consideration our national circumstances, not national conditions, ground situation, ground realities, I may say. So that's what we incorporated in our Biological Diversity Act. So this Biological Diversity Act of 2002, its objectives, its principles are in consonance of what is there in the UNCBD. Because you know that the main objectives this UNCBD focused on, that's it was talking about that we should go for the conservation of biological resources, biological diversity. Once there is conservation, then we should think of sustainable utilization. Okay, use it, but use it sustainably, use it wisely. You have to realize the present this needs, but keeping in consideration the potential for the future to meet your own needs. That's what we call as sustainable use or sustainable utilization. So it also puts some impetus on this very much part of sustainable utilization. And the third this area or objective of UNCBD is equitable sharing of the benefits. We know that these biological resources, they are public property, they're not individual property. So the benefits which incurred from it, or the benefits from it, they are to be shared And how they are to be shared? They are to be shared equitably in the society, in the society why from they are obtained. Uh, so to give effect to these objectives, that's what our policy makers, our parliamentarians, our legislature, it came up with this act, a biological diversity act, but keeping in consideration the ground realities, doing the necessary modifications or adjustments in this UNCB, the objectives which are in the UNCBD, because ultimately, whatever may apply to one country, there's no sort of this fit for all approach, like single fit for all. And same goes here. Now, since we know that this was the base of our base of like we came up with the with this act of biodiversity 2002. Now, as I have already mentioned, that this act, it has 64 sections which are distributed in 12 chapters. First chapter, which heads as preliminary. The first section, which is talking about the title, extent, and commencement. We know that our title of this act is Biological Diversity Act 2002. So simple. And second is the extent. To what portion it will apply. And they have mentioned specifically that it will extend to whole of India. And the commencement, they have talked about that the central government will specify through notification in the official gazette, and from that very date it will came into force. This was first section, that is short title, extent, and commencement of that. Now, for so far as the definitions, various definitions are considered. Why definitions? And a couple of just reasons to put definitions. One of the reason is like to avoid any sort of confusion, ambiguity, or this misinterpretation. For that reason, they put the definitions. They're trying to make us understand that what you have to interpret by a particular term. One more thing is like these definitions will be used time and again. So, in order to avoid writing them in full detail, so as to make them understood, to avoid that thing, they are putting it at one place only. So once you have proper understanding of the definitions, then we can easily understand that what it actually means. We'll not link it to some other information that they are not inferring to. So to avoid that very much thing, they have put definitions. One of the definition here is like benefit claimers. Who should claim the benefit? We know that one of the objectives is the benefit sharing, but that has to be equitable. So who will claim the benefit out of biological resources? One is the conservers, who will be conserving biological resources and their byproducts. And the second category is creators and holders of knowledge and information relating to the use of such biological resources. It's not only the conservers. Some may possess the knowledge of that, how you will use those biological resources. So for that reason, since they know that how to use such biological resources, they have this knowledge, they have the information. So automatically, whatever benefit